Choose from. There's no better time to buy, with free installation on any carpet purchase of $499 or more, all by licensed local pros, backed for life. Today is the day for doing and saving with free carpet installation only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. For a limited time, $499 minimum purchase required, typically $699. For license information, visit homedepot.com/license numbers. Valid through November 6, 2019.
O'Reilly.
This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Presidential polls have closed in Afghanistan amid accusations that voting was deeply flawed and Taliban attacks occurring in the north and the south. In Los Angeles on Friday, a U.S. judge says she'll block Trump administration rules for the detention of immigrant children, calling them inconsistent with a long-standing agreement that lays out custody conditions, including the length of detention. The October 4th release of the new Joker movie is prompting fears of violence and security alerts from the FBI to local movie theaters. ABC's Veronica Miracle is in Los Angeles.
Some argue the delicate portrayal of a mass murderer will inspire real violence. The movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, where a mass shooting took place during The Dark Knight Rises, is not showing the Joker at all. In 2012, James Holmes killed 12 people and injured dozens more. He dyed his hair orange to be just like the Joker.
It's a massive concert to help the environment and more.
Once upon a time it was paradise.
It's called Global Goal Live, The Possible Dream, featuring Miley Cyrus, Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, Lizzo, Usher, Alicia Keys, the list goes on and on. The biggest music acts on the planet playing for 10 hours across 5 continents. The goal is to stop climate change, end extreme poverty, and reduce inequality by 2030. Global goals agreed to by the 193 member states of the UN. Hosts will include Hugh Jackman, Idris Elba, Rachel Brosnahan, and more, and it'll take place a year from now.
This is ABC News.
Welcome back to Amazon Prime One-Day Delivery Trivia. Now to the next question. If Adam can get a chainsaw in 1 day with Amazon Prime One-Day Delivery, and Sharon can get a leaf blower in 1 day with One-Day Delivery, what are the odds their neighbor will order noise-canceling headphones with Amazon Prime One-Day Delivery? Yes, Sarah.
Pretty good?
Correct. Introducing One-Day Delivery from Amazon Prime. Order from millions of items. Peace and quiet delivered.
ABC News this hour is sponsored by the Woodland Bank.
Qualifications and rules apply. Visit Woodland Bank for details.
If going to the bank was more like going out to eat, where would you go? You could try some Mega Bank.
Welcome to the bank. How can we help you?
Yeah, can I get a free checking account?
That's one high-fee checking account. Would you like a credit card with that?
I said free.
Extra fees.
Ugh.
Or you could visit a community financial institution.
Welcome. My name is Doug. I'll be taking care of you today. We have a generous selection of free checking varietals. Our Kasasa accounts are some of my personal favorites.
Kasasa?
Kasasa pays you cash rewards for meeting a few easy qualifications. All fee-free, of course.
Yeah, I'll try Kasasa.
Excellent choice.
Get free Kasasa checking and great service at your local community institution. That's KASASA.
Hi, this is Brian Nicholson, president of Woodland Bank. Ask for Kasasa at any Woodland Bank location or go to woodlandbank.com. Woodland Bank, member FDIC.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. A blend of clouds and sun today with daytime highs approaching 56. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Overcast tonight, chance for scattered showers, lows level off around 45. Chance for scattered storms tomorrow, high of 51. Chance for scattered storms Monday, chance for scattered rain showers on Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 33.
It's time for the Sports Issue on 1320 KOZY and KOZYRadio.com.
The Grand Rapids Thunderhawks at Terry Eggerdahl Field for the second time.
The Sports Issue is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Jimmy John's, Northern Star Cenex and A&W of Deer River, and Anderson Glass. The Sports Issue is also brought to you by Dondelinger Ford, McDonald's, Woodland Bank, and Super One Foods.
Taylor Wade blocked, dug out by Bemidji. They'll have to just knock it across, and a little miscommunication. And we are tied at 20.
Chamberlain up the middle to Conaway, and he breaks free. It's going to be an 80-yard run by Eli Conaway down to the 10, sneaks into the end zone at the goal line, and that's a quick strike Titan offense.
Down the middle. And there it is! Miss hit! A serve to finish it off for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks at 25-23. First and 10, Thunderhawks handoff up the middle, home. Breaking tackles, has one more to break. Can't quite get out of the grasp there, but he is, still going. My goodness, down inside the 40 to the 38. That'll bring the crowd to its feet.
Much like Brockholm, the Sports Issue is off and running on this Saturday morning. And a good morning to you and yours. Welcome to the Sports Issue on your sports leader, Joe Gigliotti, along with Sheldon Willis. Good morning.
Good morning. We're breaking tackles and headed into the secondary.
I like it. Good to have everybody along. Hope your weekend is off to a good start. A beautiful morning out there, a brisk, beautiful fall morning. Some freezing fog out there, and the sun rising looks really cool right off Airport Road here. I snapped a picture on the way in. It's on our Facebook page. Please check it out. But just a nice start to our Saturday morning. As you heard in the forecast, sounds like we could have some rain later in the weekend, so we will enjoy this nice weather while we have it. Coming up on today's show, we'll be joined in about 20 minutes by Grand Rapids Swimming in studio. And then later on, we'll be joined by Twins play-by-play radio voice Corey Provis at about 9:35 as the Twins finish off the regular season this weekend and get set for playoffs next week. They are, of course, your Central Division champions. We start off on today's program with a look at Friday Night Lights, high school football last night. And Sheldon, last night, unlike last week with the Fog Bowl in Proctor, last night you could actually see what was going on, and that turned out to be a real good thing as Grand Rapids put up another impressive performance.
They did. That was two quality football teams, maybe two of the best in northern Minnesota. Duluth East probably has something to say about who's the best in northern Minnesota, but two of the best 4A teams certainly, and it was a lot of fun. It was a well-played, hard-hitting football game that the better team won, but not by much.
It was Grand Rapids and Hermantown at Noble Hall Field, and the Thunderhawks outlast the Hawks. And Sheldon has our full recap.
The Grand Rapids Thunderhawks taking on the Hermantown Hawks in high school football action, Noble Hall Field on Friday night, and coming away with a 21-14 victory to go to 4-1 on the season. The Thunderhawks would score first on a 42-yard fumble recovery, scoop and score by Dane Kennedy. It was 7-0 with 5:10 left in the first quarter. In the second quarter, with 6:50 left, a 1-yard touchdown plunge by John Bonner in a drive that was helped along by some Hermantown penalties. Kick was again good. It was 14-0. Handoff, diving across the line for the touchdown is John Bonner. Hermantown would answer with a 25-yard touchdown pass to McCade Cannon with 2:42 left, and we would end the first half with Grand Rapids leading 14-7. Grand Rapids on the second possession of the second half after a Hermantown punt. Grand Rapids goes 80 yards and scores on a 2-yard pass to Dawson Broberg. This time back to the double wing with Holm the single setback. Throw the little screen. Grand Rapids in for the touchdown with Dawson Broberg on the far side. Ran him in the slot to the left. And a 2-yard touchdown pass. And Grand Rapids leads 20-7. The big play on that drive, a 4th and 25 conversion to Dawson Broberg down to the 1-yard line, and Grand Rapids had a 2-score lead. Hermantown in the fourth quarter, a 79-yard drive. They would grind it out for over 5 minutes and end up scoring on a 25-yard Sumas to McCabe Cannon pass, and we had a 1-score game with 5:52 left, but Grand Rapids taking the kickoff and keeping the ball for the last 5 minutes and 41 seconds. They would never give the ball back to the Hermantown Hawks and come out on top 21-14. For the Thunderhawks, 167 yards rushing, 96 passing, 13 first downs and no turnovers. Brock Holmes, 75 yards, 73 for Caden Hofstad. John Bonner, 25 yards. He had the touchdown run. And Dawson Broberg, 84 yards receiving, and he had the touchdown reception. For Hermantown, 141 yards rushing, 110 through the air, 8 first downs. They had 9 penalties, some of them big, and the 1 turnover that was turned into an instant touchdown by the Thunderhawks. Thunderhawks 4-1. They head to Cloquet next week on a Friday night, taking down Hermantown by a score of 21-14. From Noble Hall Field, I'm Sheldon Willis.
Thank you, Sheldon.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're back from Noble Hall Field.
Magic.
Wow, that was quick. So Grand Rapids with the victory, and after the win, you caught up with Dane Kennedy and Dawson Broberg.
Dane Kennedy, Dawson Broberg on our post-game interview. And Dane, I have to ask you first, did that ball ever hit the ground, or you just ripped it out of his arms?
It bounced right off the ground and right up into my hands, and then I went all the way down.
Longest scoop and score you've had?
Yeah, first scoop and score, too.
And Dawson, talk about that 4th and 25 conversion. Looked like you had scored. They called you out at the 1, but talk about how that play set up. What a play.
Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty close, but the line definitely did a good job, and Trent definitely had a good ball on that one, so it was good.
Now, this was one of those games that came down to execution right at the end. Talk about what was being talked about on defense on that final drive when Hermantown was taking it to you.
Yeah, I screwed up a couple times on that deep route, and then they beat me, but I finished out well and stopped them.
And Dawson, as you got the ball back up 1 score, what was said on the sidelines?
Just go hard, keep going.
And this offense, 3 10-play drives in this game. I don't think you've done that in a long time.
Yeah, it was a good show. We definitely put together and did some good things.
So, and you knew Hermantown was going to be a quality opponent. Best team you played so far this year?
Yes, I definitely think they hit harder than most of the teams we've played this year.
And I think both teams were playing right through the end of the whistle. Do you like those kind of physical games, Dawson?
Yeah, they definitely make good games.
Headed to Cloquet, right, for next week for another homecoming game. You like playing other teams' homecomings?
Yeah, I love it. It gives us a chance to ruin them.
You looking forward to ruining another one?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, good luck next week, guys. Good win.
Thank you.
That's Dane Kennedy and Dawson Broberg post-game after the Grand Rapids 21-14 win over Hermantown last night. This Thunderhawk team, they're fun to watch.
They are fun to watch. It's a gritty team. It's a team that responds well to challenges, good special teams, and they play, the fact last night, no turnovers. Now, I know it wasn't a wet track and so on, but when you play a turnover-free game in high school football, you give yourself a chance to win.
We'll take a quick break on the sports issue. We'll come back. We'll talk about the GNK win over Two Harbors. A big one last night, big section win. The sports issue continues next. KOZY.
Big Fork Valley Orthopedic Clinic and Surgery Center offers comprehensive services to treat active and chronic orthopedic conditions such as fractures, sports injuries, carpal tunnel syndrome, rotator cuff injuries, and management of arthritic joints, including joint replacements. Same-day appointments and walk-in emergency visits available Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. No referral is required. Big Fork Valley Orthopedics, where skill meets compassion.
The grand reopening of Super One Foods North in Virginia starts on Sunday and runs all week long. Register for great prizes, including an HD TV, gift cards, deli goodie baskets, and many more. You are invited to the official ribbon cutting on Wednesday with demos and specials throughout the store. It's the grand reopening of Super One Foods North in Virginia, going on all week long. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
You ever hear that you get what you pay for? Hey, Max here with Donlier Ford, and here's the deal. We all know you can buy used cars here, there, and everywhere, but not all used cars are the same. We're a little different than the other guys. We're not just vacuuming the french fries out of these puppies and putting them on the lot. We're going to check it over. We're going to make sure it's right. We're so confident in these vehicles that we're going to give you a warranty for life. As long as you own the car, you're covered. So you got to come check us out down at Donlier Ford under the big American flag in Rapids.
If you're looking for a one-stop shopping destination while traveling through Deer River, or if you're a long-term area member, the Northern Star Cenex Travel Center is here to serve you. They offer 24-hour fueling of high-quality, top-tier Cenex gasoline in 3 grades: unleaded, super unleaded, and non-oxygenated premium. On the diesel island, they offer highly rated Cenex Roadmaster Premium Diesel for on-road users and dyed diesel fuel for off-road jobs, plus propane for your grilling and RV needs. All at Northern Star Cenex in Deer River.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY. Joe Gigliotti with Sheldon Willis. Quick check on our forecast. Nice sunshiny start to the day, and it should stay that way during the daytime. High near 56. Tonight, chance of rain, low of 45. Tomorrow, rain likely, high of 51. Monday, rain likely, jumping up to a high around 71. And then Tuesday, slight chance of rain, high of 54. Right now, we're at 33 and sunshine. Our time is 8:19. So Grand Rapids with a win last night in football over Hermantown GNK. Well, the Titans would follow suit. And Sheldon, this was a big matchup for the Titans coming in.
It was, and I would have ranked this as a pretty even game going in, maybe even giving Two Harbors a very slight advantage. I know GNK with the 2 losses that they had mid-season, that stuck in their craw a little bit, the Aiken and the Pine City losses, but they've since rebounded, and what a show they put on last night.
And let's hear all about it.
The Titans go on the road to Two Harbors, the 3-1 Agates, and they make them 3-2 as they come away with a 30-7 win, and now the Titans are 3-2 in Section 7. The Agates started the scoring at 4 minutes and 20 seconds of the first quarter on a 10-yard touchdown run by Sam Johnson. They like to kick their extra points, so they did so, 7-0 at that point. At 1:45 of the first quarter, Tomberlin on a 13-yard touchdown pass to Tommy Cuellar back in the action. Tomberlin passing out of the pocket, looking the right side, getting lots of good blocking. Now he's got to roll to the left, stops, puts it up, and in the end zone is a touchdown. And the 2-point conversion good by Blaise Tomberlin right up the middle, so it's 8-7 after 1 quarter played. No scoring in quarter 2, and in quarter number 3, 8 minutes and 35 seconds left in that quarter, and the Eli Conway show began with a 3-yard touchdown run. They give it to the deep back. Eli Conway over the left side, plunges ahead. Touchdown, Eli Conway and the Titans. And then the 2-point conversion was a pass from Blaise Tomberlin to Dylan DeChambeau, leaping in the end zone. 16-7 at that point, and the Titans out in front for good. 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in that quarter, and a 45-yard touchdown run by Eli Conway. They go right up the middle with it, and that's Eli Conway. Yes. Breaks a tackle at the 30. He's got yardage now in space, and another touchdown for the Titans from Eli Conway. The extra point conversion by Blaise Tomberlin makes it 24-7, and then with 10 minutes and 31 seconds left in the fourth and final quarter, a 50-yard touchdown scamper by Eli Conway. And Tomberlin gives it to Conway over the left side. Now he's outside. Gets one more block, and he's gone. He sneaks inside of one tackler. Avoids another. 5. Touchdown, Eli Conway. Extra point was not good. 30-7 at that point. By the end of the night, mostly in the second half, Eli Conway 175 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Tomberlin added 60-some yards rushing in the first half of play and 1 touchdown pass. So the Titans win. 30-7, now 3-2, and from Two Harbors, Tom Downing reporting.
Thank you, Tom. And along with Mr. Downing on the broadcast was our good friend John Nalen helping out last night, Sheldon.
Well, yeah, Dan had some other commitments, so we tapped John Nalen. He follows GNK football closely, and I don't know if he had any wrestling references last night. He's a big wrestling guy.
One thing I do know, after the game, he caught up with Blaze Tomberlin.
I'm with Blaze Tomberlin here, quarterback tonight for the Titans. Pretty nice section win. How'd it go?
Oh, it was great. Coming over here, a team that we haven't beaten in a few years, took us out of the state tournament last year. It's a great feeling to come here and do what we did.
Absolutely, should set you up pretty well here. Nice first half. You threw a couple nice touchdown passes. How'd that touchdown pass to Cuellar work out?
It was just kind of a broken play, and we got open and hit him.
Absolutely, yeah, you spotted him really good there. I'll let you get going here to your players. Just what are you thinking going forward here for the Titans?
I'm excited. It's our section, and I think we proved that tonight.
Thank you.
I like the confidence. This is our section, and I think we proved that tonight. Way to go.
Yeah, now Esco was in that section as well, right?
I believe so.
Did you see what Esco did last night?
I did.
They upset Moose Lake Willow River.
Yes.
And Aiken went down last night as well, so there were some big upsets. We'll cover that more probably from 9 to 9:30.
And next up for GNK, they will take on Eveleth Gilbert next Friday. And finally, as far as our full wrap-ups and highlights, the Deer River Warriors taking on Hinckley Finlayson last night, and it was a good night for Deer River. David Moody with the recap.
With the wrap-up of the Deer River Warriors football game against the Hinckley Finlayson Jaguars, I'm David Moody reporting. The Deer River Warriors end up winning 40-22 is the final score after they led at the half, 32-14. Scoring got started at the 9-minute mark of the first quarter. The Warriors would punch it in from 18 yards out. Nice touchdown pass, Blake Fox to Lance Fairbanks. 2-point conversion was good by Raisley. That whole drive got set up by a nice defensive play by Logan David on a 4th and 1 for the Jaguars, who started the game off with possession. 4th and 1, they run it. David gets into the backfield and makes a tackle for loss. Man in motion. It's going to be Crushel coming from the far to the near. He takes the handoff and is swallowed up. Taken down at midfield by Logan David for a loss of about 6 yards. Huge play for the Deer River Warriors, and that forces the turnover on downs. Turnover on downs, and then, like I mentioned, the Fox to Fairbanks connection. Fairbanks would then intercept the ball on the Jaguars' next offensive drive. That would set them up with a short field, which they would capitalize on. 29 yards out, they'd march it down to the 3. Then they would give it to Trevor McKenzie, who punches it in for the score. 2-point conversion was good. Hinckley Finlayson would be the next team to score, and that came at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. They began that drive on their own 39-yard line, marched it all the way down the field, and they'd punch it in from 1 yard out. They would try for the 2-point conversion but fail. That made the score 16-6. The Warriors would score 16 seconds later. They returned the ensuing kickoff all the way to the 1. Marshall McKenzie took it to the 1. So they kick it off at the 45-yard line of the Warriors, but Marshall McKenzie picks it up, gets some blockers, and now it's a horse race. Is he going to get in the end zone? They bring him down just shy. Wow, they caught him. And then on their first play from scrimmage there at the 1, they gave it to Blake Fox, just a quarterback keeper, right up the gut. 2-point conversion was good for Marshall McKenzie. That made it 24-6. Then the Warriors weren't done scoring in the first half. They'd score again at the 4:17 mark of the second quarter off of another Lance Fairbanks interception. He started their drive at the 4. First play from scrimmage, Austin Raisley punches it in. 2-point conversion was good to go up 32-6. Then with 1:20 to play in the first half, coming in for an injured Jacobs was a new quarterback for the Jaguars, Cedric Lefebvre. He bobbed, he weaved, he threw it downfield, 61-yard touchdown pass to Nathaniel Crushel. Everybody lost him. He was just alone, made the catch, made the run, scored a touchdown. 2-point conversion was good. 32-14 was the score. The Warriors would score again at the 11:36 mark of the fourth quarter. 1 yard out from Marshall McKenzie. 2-point conversion was good. Made it 40-14, and the final score came with 3:50 to play in the game. 23-yard touchdown catch to Matrius from Lefebvre. 2-point conversion was good. Final score 40-22. The Deer River Warriors pick up the victory.
And after the game, David caught up with Lance Fairbanks.
I have Lance Fairbanks of the winning Deer River Warriors. You had a big night, man. Touchdown catch and a couple picks. How'd you feel out there?
It would have been better if those 2 picks were 6s, because I felt like I had it, but,
happens for a reason.
Well, that one I thought for sure you were getting in, and then just out of nowhere, just take it down at the one. But that's all right.
I don't know. I feel like I got my legs in, but I'm pretty sure it got called back for like blocking in the back or something. I'm not sure.
So you guys tonight, you kind of, it was never really in doubt. You allowed some points there at the end, but just talk about just the team effort here today.
Well, we came in knowing that this is a section opponent. We needed to take them out. We took on Bram last week. That was a section opponent. We had come into the same mindset this week.
Well, you guys are off to a great start this year with just the one loss. We wish you the best of luck next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
David Moody to Lance Fairbanks. After the game last night, Warriors defeat Hinckley Finlayson 40-22. We'll take a quick break on the sports issue. We'll come back. We have Grand Rapids swimming in studio. The sports issue continues on KOZY.
If your windows stick, slip, squeak, or leak, replace them with Andersen windows. With low E-glass, low maintenance exteriors, and rich wood interiors, standard and custom sizes, they can turn simple window replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Andersen window specialist at Andersen Glass, Grand Rapids.
Boss, there's a photographer out here who wants to do a piece on Jimmy John's for her magazine.
What kind of piece?
Well, she heard about a clothing optional delivery policy and...
Did you tell her the naked driver incident was a momentary misunderstanding?
Yes, sir, but...
Did you tell her it's our meats that are going all natural, not our drivers?
Yes, sir, that's not...
Did you tell her Jimmy John's is committed to serving sandwiches with only the finest all-natural ham, roast beef, salami, bacon, and real fresh turkey breast?
Yes, sir, I did, sir.
So she wants to photograph our sandwiches?
No, sir. Actually, she wants to do a calendar.
A what?
A calendar. You know, the men of Jimmy John's.
Dibs on January.
Hi, this is Denny Holzman, Doctor of Physical Therapy at Grand Itasca. As a member of the Grand Itasca Sports Medicine team, I'm happy to help expand our coverage to my hometown of Hill City. Now providing training room time and sideline coverage, we're able to support more local athletes, ensuring safe play and prompt injury care. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon and safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
The grand reopening of Super One Foods North in Virginia starts on Sunday and runs all week long. Register for great prizes, including an HD TV, gift cards, deli goodie baskets, and many more. You are invited to the official ribbon cutting on Wednesday with demos and specials throughout the store. It's the grand reopening of Super One Foods North in Virginia, going on all week long. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
You ever hear that you get what you pay for? Hey, Max here with Donlier Ford, and here's the deal. We all know you can buy used cars here, there, and everywhere, but not all used cars are the same. We're a little different than the other guys. We're not just vacuuming the french fries out of these puppies and put them on the lot. We're going to check it over. We're going to make sure it's right. We're so confident in these vehicles that we're going to give you a warranty for life. As long as you own the car, you're covered. So you got to come check us out down at Donlier Ford under the big American flag in Rapids.
You don't want to work at just any old place, and you don't want to work just any old time. Maybe you want to work mornings, afternoons, or late nights, weekdays or weekends. For job openings on your schedule, check out the openings at McDonald's.com. They're hiring for multiple shifts and positions. McDonald's can be more than just a job. They have great career opportunities available for the right people. If you're looking for fulfilling work and a fun and challenging atmosphere, don't wait any longer. Apply at McDonald's.com. I'm loving it.
If you're looking for a one-stop shopping destination while traveling through Deer River, or if you're a long-term area member, the Northern Star Cenex Travel Center is here to serve you. They offer 24-hour fueling of high-quality, top-tier Cenex gasoline in 3 grades: unleaded, super unleaded, and non-oxygenated premium. On the diesel island, they offer highly rated Cenex Roadmaster Premium Diesel for on-road users and dyed diesel fuel for off-road jobs, plus propane for your grilling and RV needs. All at Northern Star Cenex in Deer River.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. A blend of clouds and sun today with daytime highs approaching 56. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Overcast tonight, chance for scattered showers, lows level off around 45. Chance for scattered storms tomorrow, high of 51. Chance for scattered storms Monday, chance for scattered rain showers on Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 33.
Welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY. He's Sheldon. I'm Joe. Just after 8:30 on our Saturday morning, we're happy to welcome in Grand Rapids Swimming in studio. Take it away, Sheldon.
Thank you, Super Joe. And we have Jordan Coulter, Coach Melissa Rousey, and Kira Johnson. Did I get all the names right? Mm-hmm. All right. And Jordan, you were complaining. Complaining is too strong a word. You were talking a little bit about a 10 o'clock practice that's coming up and saying how early it is.
Yes, it's very early.
In what universe is 10 o'clock early? What time do you have to start school normally?
Well, we start school at 8:20, but on Saturdays I love sleeping in.
So, Coach Rousey, do you get a little pushback when you schedule a Saturday practice like this, or not too much?
Not too much until this morning.
You didn't know this was a problem.
No. They like their sleep.
But you've had a little coffee, so that just has to kick in,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say, don't get addicted to coffee too young. I mean,
But when we have morning practices like this, I like to have energy, and I like to, have the girls be positive. So like coffee just really gets me going. So I like it.
Now, are you one of the captains on the team?
No, I'm a junior this year.
You're a junior, okay.
Maybe next year.
We'll see. We'll see. And Kira, another one of the juniors on the team?
Yeah.
And you get to miss practice because you have to work.
Yeah.
How many excuses does the coach give you for, I guess work would be one, if you were attending a funeral, what are some of the other excuses you could use to get out of practice?
Those are probably the only ones.
That's it. And the funeral better be your own? But I mean, swimming is all about putting in the yards and putting in the time. I mean, it's one of those sports where without the commitment to just being in the pool and getting there, you don't get better, right, Coach?
Right. And this year we have quite a few meets. I just, as a new coach, started the schedule based on what was done in the past. And next year I think we're going to do away with a few of these meets because we really need the training time. So I added some practices on Saturday, and just we need to get the time in.
Okay. And now meets are important too, right? Because you have that competition piece.
Yeah.
As one of the athletes, how do you like balancing that? Would you like you like the idea of a few more practices? Practices seem more boring to me. I'd be honest.
For me, I like practices more just because meets make me really nervous. But I also like to have a lot of meets because then you have more opportunity to get better times, But we need lots of practices, so.
So Kira, talk a little bit about how your season's going specifically. What events are you swimming in, and what are you enjoying about swimming this year?
I swim between the 200 free and the 100 free, and then 100 backstroke.
Okay, and lean right into the mic when you're talking. You have a softer voice. It's very nice. But the mic wants to hear it. And so does everyone else. And what are some of the goals that you have? And we're over halfway through the season already, right?
Yeah, we're 6 weeks away from sections.
It's fall sports are nuts that way to me. We were talking about that before we went on the air. So the first part of the season, have things gone according to what you hoped for this year's swim?
Yeah, I've surprised myself so far.
So you had a goal. Everyone has a goal for their personal time, right? In certain events at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Have you already hit those?
Just about in
Just,
most of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are we in the high yards part of practice now?
Yeah. I think it was on, what day was our first 5,000 practice? Wasn't it on Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wednesday was our first 5,000 practice.
And is that the max yards? Or are you going to go up
I
from?
think Melissa said that we're doing
5,500, and then the distance swimmers will do a little bit more than that. But it's a little bit different as far as the quality of the yards. So they're pretty intense.
Yeah.
So not only swimming 5,000 yards, which I think I maybe swum 5,000 yards in the past 10 years, but not in one day. Two sessions to get the 5,000 yards in, or all in one?
Just one. And it usually takes us 2
2
hours.
So do you have a specific lap time that you need to, or that you're aiming to keep, or is that different for everyone?
So, like, each interval, Melissa sets, like, a time goal that we have to make, and it's really hard.
And you're not a distance swimmer.
No, I'm a
right?
sprinter. I couldn't do distance to save my life.
Well, okay, see that you say you couldn't do distance to save my life, but yet I'm swimming 5,000 yards a day.
Yeah, but like,
which is 2.8 miles.
There you go.
It's crazy, but no, like sprinting a 500. I don't know how some of like they don't sprint it, but going fast like during a whole 500. I don't know how girls do that. I think it's so impressive. I have so much respect for the distance girls. It's really impressive.
Kira, do you look forward to this time of the year when you're swimming the long distances, or is it just something you have to grind through and say, it'll be over soon?
Yeah, I kind of like both. I like sprints and long distance.
Okay. So, and you do the 200, you said.
Mhm.
Have you swum the 500 at all?
Yeah, I went to sections last year for it.
Okay. But you're not swimming it this year as much?
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Well, talk a little bit about the 500. As a spectator, it's not my favorite either. It goes a long time.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind as you're swimming a 500? What are some of the, because it goes, what, five minutes?
Yeah,
a little over
6
5?
minutes. I just, when I'm in a race, everything's kind of black. Like, I'm just swimming it, and I don't know.
Okay,
It's
you just
going on.
do you, how close do you know what your split times are while you're doing the 500? Can you tell that, or you just have a little bit of a feel for it?
I think some people can, but for me, I can't. Like,
Right.
I don't know how long it takes me to do something.
So you just
I give it my all on them.
And we talked about this yesterday. We're trying to do a lot of pace work. So let's say they do a 500 and they break it down into multiple different ways, but let's just say we're going to do 50s. So if we do 10 50s, they hit the wall, they look at their goal time, and then they go. And they look at their goal time, and then they go.
And Coach, do you have kind of like a system where you keep track of all these goals and times?
As far as their goal times, we'll try to separate them into different lanes so that they all have a specific goal. They're really good about being honest about what they're supposed to be doing and being accountable.
So there's no like master spreadsheet somewhere with all these goals and numbers and everything?
I don't have that developed yet, but there's a lot up in my head.
Sounds good.
the coach's mental spreadsheet, right, Jordan?
Yeah.
I had Kira talk a little bit about how her season has been going. How has yours been going, Jordan? What events are you swimming this year, and how are the times?
This year, I'm swimming the same thing as I've always been since like 7th grade. I swim the 100 fly and 100 backstroke. And then I love swimming the medley race. And recently I've been doing the last relay.
So when you're swimming, the individual medley? Is that, or the medley relay?
The medley relay, sorry.
And what do you swim in the medley relay?
50 backstroke.
The backstroke and fly. And I'm getting beyond my swimming knowledge a little bit, but people have told me the fly is one of the most difficult strokes to continue, just cardio wise,
Yeah.
doing it. But technically it's not that hard, and that the backstroke is really technical.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah,
am I right?
You're 100% right. Fly is really hard, like physically and mentally. Like for me, it really is. Backstroke it's a lot more work for me than fly because like you said, it's really technical. So it's just like you need to like your hand position and you need to like make sure like you're kicking enough and like your turns need to be really fast. It's just like backstroke's a lot of thinking.
And I know the backstroke especially, most of the stroke is under the water. You know, I can't watch someone doing a backstroke and say, oh, that looks like a good stroke. Mm-hmm. Do you have some video or anything that you work with that has underwater video or something to break down the stroke and help you figure it out?
We have like a iPad that we got recently, and we have like a TV and stuff where we can like rewatch it. But mostly I just have Melissa watch my underwater kicks, and she like just gives me feedback.
We've been trying to video all of their races at each meet, and then on the bus ride or after that, they can watch their swims.
Yeah, and that's been really helpful to like watch what you're doing and then improve on whatever you feel like is didn't really go well.
Because your cardio, your conditioning is a huge part of it, your lung capacity, but the technical part of the stroke, especially when I think of a backstroke and in the free, is very just as important, right?
Yeah. And it's amazing what video, how it can change their stroke. Yesterday we had a girl do a start. She went off the blocks, her feet were apart. She went off the blocks again, her feet were apart. I showed her the video. She went off the blocks, her feet were together, everything was streamlined. It was amazing how it translates.
Is that common among teams in the North, anywhere, that you're breaking down a lot of stuff with video where maybe that didn't happen? Coach might be able to speak to this more, that it didn't happen even 10 years ago.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there was a lot of videoing going on, but it's a great option now to have the iPad and then the Apple TV. It's a large screen. Coach Krista uses a lot with the junior varsity because we're trying to develop that early technical ability as 7th and 8th graders, so that when they come to me, they're more focused on the distances and the interval times.
Now, the one thing that's interesting about swim meets to me, especially dual meets, is that the JV and the varsity go on together, with the races alternating. So, it's not like the JV happens and then that's over and no one sees it. Everyone who comes to the meet's going to see all the young swimmers. Is there more interaction between the younger swimmers, the JV swimmers, and varsity in swimming maybe than other high school sports, do you think, Kara?
Yes, I think, yeah. Because we have practice together, even though we're in different lanes, we still see each other before. And so, yeah, I have good relationship with some of the JV swimmers, and I don't think other teams or other sports have that.
And is that a challenge as well? Because JV swimmers can be pretty young. There's a lot of difference between junior and a senior and a 7th grader. You maybe even remember that from when you were a 7th grader.
Yeah. When I was in 7th grade, I thought it was so cool, when a senior swimmer would talk to me, and oh my gosh, this is so cool. But I think that we're all pretty close, compared to, some sports. Some JV and varsity, they don't even practice together. And, the way I see it is they're just girls, too. They're not younger than me, So, why treat them like they're little kids, I don't know. I like hanging out with them. I think a lot of them are really funny.
Well, I'm sure they are, right?
Yeah.
It creates a little more laughter on the bus and so on, having the younger ones along, Kara?
Yeah.
Do you ever say, "Oh, please, can we?" Like in a restaurant or something? Oh, no, or not really.
Not really.
Yeah. So, talk about what's been the most fun meet so far this year.
Oh my gosh, meets are always so fun. I don't even know how to pick one. I love when we all do good, because it's just everyone's so happy and we just all have a good time. Every meet's so fun. We just love cheering for each other. I can't pick one. I'm sorry.
And that's called getting a no answer, right? Okay, they're all great.
They're pretty excited about True Team though, because that's coming in 2 weeks.
Talk a little bit about True Team, because I still don't completely understand it. Kira says, no, that's the coach's question. It's coming up. But the scoring is completely different, and it emphasizes everyone's contribution.
Correct.
If you can easily explain how the scoring differs from a regular meet.
So let's say there's 9 teams. There's 4 entries per event. So there's a total of 36 points for individual, and then double that for relays. And then it goes all the way down to the last person, last place, would get 1 point.
So everyone who swims gets a point.
Yes, and if you have, a larger team, or if you have a lot of depth to your team, you have, great chances of doing well.
So is True Team something that's a lot of fun because of that? Because everyone's getting points, not just what is a top in a normal meet. Is it top 8 that get points?
No,
or
it depends on how many lanes, and then it depends on how many teams. So a dual meet would be 5 people score in an individual, and the 3 would score in a relay.
So is it more fun or is it more pressure when you get a True Team meet?
This is our first year of True Team. I'm really excited. I've always wanted to do it, and I'm really excited that Melissa decided that we get to do it this year.
Oh, and I mean, I know the track team does True Team all the time, and I know the scoring is basically the same. So is this something that you brought to the swim team, and they, something you wanted to participate in?
Yeah, I mean, maybe many years ago they did True Team, but in the last few, as far as these girls, they've never done True Team. So they're looking forward to just all mattering at this meet and working together and swimming for each other, and it's just a great experience. And then if they do win, they go to the University of Minnesota. So it's a great opportunity for some swimmers that may never actually swim at state, for real section meets to qualify. So it's a great opportunity for these girls to get to go to the U.
So another thing that always amuses probably the wrong word, but certainly some pools swim faster than others. And I say, hey, it's all water, right? But it's different in different pools. What's the fastest pool in northern Minnesota, Kira?
Duluth.
Okay.
That pool.
That's the one up at the middle school up on the hill?
Yeah, it's really nice.
And I've been there a couple times. What makes it fast, or you don't know? It's just what's nice about swimming there?
I like the windows there. Like, I like being able to see out and look out at the lake. It's just
that is pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, you had most pools you don't have much of a view other than the pool.
For me, it's just like the way the water feels. I don't know if that makes sense to a lot of people, but
nope.
When you're
that's okay.
The people, if someone's listening right now and they're a swimmer, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. When you do your warm-ups, you can tell right away if it's gonna be like a good day or not, because when you pull the water, you can tell if it's like thick or thin, or like if it's just like just right, And that's how the Duluth pool is. It's just right.
And is some of that the chemical? Do you know what makes the water just right? Temperature, I'm sure, is a big part of it.
I think temperature, and then possibly the levels of the chemical too. I guess I'm not positive on that, but I do know that the colder pools seem to be faster. I know that the U seems like jello, and I think that's good because the girls can feel the catch and they can feel the pull, and it's just really their senses are heightened.
So what is the toughest pool to swim in northern Minnesota? I'm not going to say your least favorite. We're not getting the haters out. But what's the toughest pool to swim in for you in the area?
Hibbing. That pool.
An older pool? And you're not sure you don't mind hibbing?
I don't mind hibbing. My least favorite pools are probably like the saltwater pools. Just because I kind of like put water in my mouth when I'm swimming, like wash it in my mouth back and forth. And when you swim in a saltwater pool, it's so gross.
And is that something that's newer, where it's treated saltwater?
Yeah,
where are some of the pools that have that?
Well, I know Grand Marais, their YMCA has one, but who else has a saltwater pool?
That one invite we went to in Richdale.
Oh, okay. So maybe some of the Twin City schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little more natural.
Yeah, don't have to have the harsh chemicals, but it bugs Jordan, so quit it.
And Kira, is there like an ideal water temperature if you could pick a temperature for a pool?
I don't like when it's really cold, but also when it's warm, it just feels gross. So like right in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Extra medium.
Extra medium?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get all the local pools on that.
Did you say you like colder water, Jordan?
I would prefer cold than like really warm. I hate swimming in warm water. You just feel slow, I feel like. Warm cold gets you like adrenaline going, and you just go faster.
And warm water, do you have trouble getting too hot if the water's warm as you're swimming, especially a longer race?
Yeah. And in practice too, when the water's hot, it just
they cough a lot. It kicks up a lot of the chloramines, and when they're swimming with the warm temperatures,
it's the worst.
Yeah, it's really a struggle.
So we've talked about True Team. We've talked about how many yards. When does tapering start? We got 6 weeks to the end of the season. How long do you have to hold the 5,000, 5,500 yards?
I think we're doing it for 2 weeks.
The sprinters are gonna taper for about 13 practices, and the distance girls will taper for about 16.
So Is the taper and the yards in the taper, is that pretty consistent from team to team, or does every team do it a little differently?
I think some of it's consistent, but I don't think a lot of coaches let on to what exactly they're doing.
Everyone wants to keep it a big secret.
I think so.
I'm sure you built on what had been done before in a successful program here.
Mhm.
But where do you find information then?
I talk to other coaches. I read a lot. I follow a lot of different websites that are specific to swimming. Gary Hall, the Race Club, Go Swim, Swimming Magazine, World. Just watching a lot of videos, watching a lot of world-class swimmers. Yeah.
And I know in some other sports, say volleyball, football, there's coaches' clinics that you can go to. Do you have that opportunity? Does that happen?
I do. There aren't a whole lot of clinics available. I think one of the things I'd like to do is I really like John Carlson from Gustavus, and my daughter usually goes to that camp, seeing if I could volunteer or help out at the camp while it's going on would be a great opportunity.
So we've talked about True Team and talk about sections and kind of what the goals are there. We've talked individually, but we haven't really talked about how the team has been doing. There's been some good results, I know. What are the goals for section, and how is section shaping up right now?
I think the goal always is for sections is to win. I think this year we have a pretty good chance. Our team is doing pretty good this year.
And Kira, how long is it? Have you won sections? I know you've won since I've been here, but I'm trying to remember.
Were you in 7th grade?
Yes.
So it's been about 4 or 5 years.
Okay. So Kira, what does it take to win sections? Who are the biggest roadblocks to winning sections this year?
Ooh, I'm not sure. We've been doing pretty good.
Because I know you beat Hibbing in a couple duels,
And
right?
they're in 7A, we're in 8A, so we don't swim against a lot of our
I forgot
8A
about
teams.
that.
But we keep track of them on Meet Mobile. They're Detroit Lakes, they're pretty
Okay.
tough. Bemidji has had a strong program for years. Park Rapids is actually looking really strong right now also.
So yeah, it was a big difference when you went over to Section 8, right? Because all of a sudden teams that you didn't know, haven't seen, and it looks like overall a deeper section, a lot more quality swimmers in Section 8.
Yeah, for sure. Section 8's it's pretty tough, but
But you think you got a shot at it this year, Kara?
I'm hoping, yeah.
All right. Well, it's been fun having you in. Have
for having us.
have a great early morning practice, Jordan.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
All right, thanks.
Melissa Rousey, head coach, and Kira Johnson and Jordan Coulter here on the Sports Issue.
Thank you. And we will take a quick break on the sports issue. We'll come back. ABC News coming up at 9. We will look around the rest of the Northland for high school football results from last night. And Corey Provis will join us at about 9:35. Preview the Twins playoff, hopefully a long run. KOZY.
Qualifications and rules apply. Visit Woodland Bank for details.
Oh man, can I borrow your napkin? Let's spill some water.
No can do, compadre. I'm using it to jot down my master plan for spending my Kasasa Cashback rewards.
Kasasa what?
Kasasa Cashback. Free checking that pays me every month for buying things with my debit card. All that extra cash is mine to keep or to spend however I like.
I don't get it.
You see, I could spend my rewards on trips to Vinny's for my favorite cannoli. Or I could hold out longer and get some new kicks. Or even dinner with a lady friend.
What lady friend?
The point is, I decide how to spend or save my monthly rewards.
Why would you pay for checking when it could be paying you? With refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide and cash back paid every month you qualify, Kasasa rewards can really add up. What you choose to spend it on is entirely up to you.
Hi, this is Brian Nicholson, president of Woodland Bank. Ask for Kasasa at any Woodland Bank location or go to woodlandbank.com. Woodland Bank, member FDIC.
The Northern Minnesota Builders Association Showcase of Homes is this weekend, featuring homes in the greater Grand Rapids and Itasca County area. Check them out and let your imagination run wild. You can tour each site and check out the craftsmanship of the builders, which new this year includes a commercial remodel. Maps can be picked up at Super One Foods or downloaded at nmbuilders.com. Sponsored by Hawkinson Sand and Gravel, Northern Air Plumbing and Heating, Coating Crew North, and the Woodland Bank. That's the Showcase of Homes this weekend.
English muffin toasting bread for the best grilled cheese sandwiches. Toasted Dakota-style 12-grain with homemade jam. Cinnamon burst French toast with butter and real maple syrup. People are talking about their Country Hearth favorites, and we want to hear from you too. Join us on Facebook for great recipes, money-saving coupons, and special announcements, and our free Bread Friday giveaways. Join us at facebook.com/countryhearthbread. Country Hearth Breads, baking our best for you.
When you think of Super One Foods, what comes to mind? Hi, this is Nate, manager of Super One South, where we are proud of many things that our store has to offer. Our produce department has the freshest product around, including local and organic items. Our extensive full-service meat department literally has something for everyone, like fresh fish, full-service butcher department, and top-of-the-line daily fresh-cut meats. Have you shopped our floral department? We have plants, beautiful floral bouquets, cards, decorations, and balloons. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
It's time for the Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by Hibbing Chrysler Center.
At Hibbing Chrysler, they are celebrating Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days. Hibbing Chrysler Center is offering all new in-stock inventory at dealership employee pricing. You pay what they pay. Check out the new 19 Ram 1500 with a 36-month lease starting at $103 per month. Hibbing Chrysler is also featuring 2019 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk 4x4 with a 42-month lease starting at $267 per month. Or even the new 19 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4x4, a 36-month lease for only $255 per month. Maybe you haven't driven the all-new Jeep Gladiator Sport with a low-mileage lease starting at $199. From now until the end of the month, pick from a flat-screen TV or laptop computer with the purchase of any new or certified pre-owned in stock. Go to HibbingChrysler.us to see the daily specials and apply for 100% guaranteed credit approval. Come see Hibbing Chrysler now for super savings, all right now through the end of September.
Everybody gets a great deal.
With today's Car Care Tip, I'm Tim Edwards. It can be frustrating when you're in traffic behind a large, slow-moving truck. It's tempting to speed up and quickly pass, but knowing how to do this safely is crucial. About 1 in 10 highway deaths occurs in a crash involving a large truck, and about 85% of the victims are in the cars. Don't hang out in the truck driver's blind spots. Every truck has 4 blind spots that all motorists should avoid. Driving in one of these means you essentially disappear from the truck driver's view. 1/3 of fatal crashes between cars and trucks occur in these 4 blind spots, and the larger the truck, the larger the blind spots. Pay attention to those signs that say, if you can't see my side view mirrors, I can't see you. When you can't see the truck's mirrors, it means you're following too closely, putting you in the truck driver's blind spot. So back off. That's today's Car Care Tip. I'm Tim Edwards.
The Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by the Hibbing Chrysler Center. Listen for the Car Care Tip of the Day, 8:50 a.m. on 1320 KOZY.
Echo Outdoor Power Equipment presents A Lesson in Power. The winds of a Cat 5 hurricane reach 157 miles per hour. An Echo backpack blower, 234 miles per hour. So, yeah, it'll clear a path. Power on and on. Echo.
Martin Snowplow and Equipment is your certified Echo retailer, located US Highway 2 in Cohasset. Give them a call at 327-2658.
The bakers of Country Hearth and Village Hearth Breads are proud to support local education with Loaves for Learning, the program that makes it easy to earn money for your school. Enjoy Country Hearth and Village Hearth all-natural breads, buns, bagels, and more, then save the UPC from the package for your school to collect and redeem. Each is worth 5 cents and can be used for books, computers, sports, music, whatever your school needs, up to $10,000 a year. Learn more at loavesforlearning.com. Country Hearth and Village Hearth Breads, baking our best for you.
1320 KOZY Grand Rapids. Your best choice for local news, weather, and sports.
From ABC News,
I'm Michelle Franzen. The first subpoenas in the impeachment inquiry have been launched, one of them issued to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and new details emerging from President Trump's phone call with Ukraine's leader. The U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine, Kurt Volker, has stepped down, his name mentioned in that whistleblower complaint, along with President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani.
House Democrats say Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has refused for weeks to hand over documents they requested. They want to know if President Trump put national security at risk by pressuring Ukraine to interfere in the 2020 election and by withholding aid that Congress approved to help Ukraine fight Russian aggression. House Democrats also want testimony from a number of ambassadors who may have followed up on that call.
ABC's Andy Field. Volker is set to be interviewed by House lawmakers in a deposition next week. The White House is expected to fight subpoenas asking for more documents and testimony. ABC News Supreme Court contributor Kate Shaw says it may not be that easy this round.
We have the whistleblower complaint. We had DNI McGuire's testimony this last week. They actually could have fought both of those things. And so I think that when you've let some things out, it becomes much more difficult to fight for secrecy around other things. So I think their position going into any litigation is not that strong.
In Afghanistan today, presidential polls have closed and there are reports of Taliban attacks throughout the country.
After being delayed twice, Afghanistan held elections with a heavy security presence across the country. Tens of thousands of troops stationed nationally as bomb attacks on voting centers killed at least one person and wounded dozens. Earlier this month, peace talks between the US and the Taliban collapsed. The results are to be expected within 3 weeks. Julia McFarlane, ABC News at the Foreign Desk in London.
Federal health officials urging Americans to get their flu shots by the end of October, early enough to help get a jump start on the flu season. You're listening to ABC News.
Off-Road, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Taking time to get the creative juices flowing, Morgan Wallen and the guys from Florida Georgia line went on a writing retreat.
We wrote a song. One of the songs we wrote out there, I'm going to put on my next album, so we got that done. We also got to have a little bit of extra fun, too, man. It was definitely one of the most fun I've had.
Off-Road from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Discount travel sites say they have the best prices, but Hilton.com has the price match guarantee. Look me in the eye. If you find a better rate, they match it and take 25% off. Yeah, well, this is radio, so just stare at the radio. Hilton.com has the best prices. Pinky swear. Or, radio swear. Plus, you can choose your exact room and get free Wi-Fi. Cross my heart, stick a needle in my radio. Expect better. Expect Hilton.
Must be a Hilton Honors member. Applicable terms and conditions at Hilton.com. Pinky swear.
The CDC says out of the more than 800 confirmed cases of lung illnesses likely vaping related across the country, more than 500 patients have given information about what they vaped. Of those, 77% are said to have reported using products containing THC. But health officials are warning that the cause of those respiratory illnesses is still unknown. A new study of patients in Wisconsin and Illinois is revealing more. ABC's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Jennifer Ashton, has details.
We do know that the patients presenting to the hospital with this vaping-related illness, it's now being called acute toxic lung injury, had chest pain, shortness of breath, cough, GI symptoms, and fever, and almost 60% of them were then subsequently admitted to the intensive care unit, ICU.
California investigators are still trying to find out what caused an experienced skydiver to veer off course and crash land into the rear trailer of a big truck. ABC's Zachary Quiche has more on the incident and investigation.
After slamming into that truck, she was thrown to the ground on Highway 99 South. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators citing blunt force trauma as the cause of death. Bill Doss, who owns the nearby Parachute Center, where the skydive originated, says the windy weather shouldn't have been an issue.
Was it windy? Yes. Was it too windy? No, not for her experience level.
This is ABC News.
What is life? Life is about compromise and realizing you can't always get what you want.
Now you can always get what you want without compromise with the new Quattro Pizza from Little Caesars. With 2 slices each of cheese, pepperoni, sausage and pepperoni, and sausage and bruschetta, it's 4 tasty pizzas in one, all for just $7. Take that, compromise. How's it feel to get literally everything you want in one large Quattro Pizza, hot and ready every day from 4 to 8 at Little Caesars? Pizza, 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 pizza. Participating locations for a limited time plus tax. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. A blend of clouds and sun today with daytime highs approaching 56. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Overcast tonight, chance for scattered showers, lows level off around 45. Chance for scattered storms tomorrow, high of 51. Chance for scattered storms Monday, chance for scattered rain showers on Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 40.
Second hour of the Sports Issue on KOZY. I'm Joe Gigliotti along with Sheldon Willis, and thanks again to Grand Rapids Swimming for dropping by here this morning. And a couple of programming notes. From 12 to 2 today, our good friend David Moody will be at the Clocktoberfest event at Clock Hall Brewing, right near Walgreens in Grand Rapids on the south side, just down the street from our headquarters here at KOZY. And even if you don't like beer or beverages or seeing people, make sure to go there anyways, just to see David Moody in his Lederhosen outfit.
He will be looking the part.
There's a preview on our Facebook page of him in his outfit.
Warning, you cannot unsee it.
Exactly.
Once you see it.
Well said. So that'll be from noon to 2 on KMFY and J105. Another programming note here on the AM. Today, we will not be airing Gopher football against Purdue. The Minnesota Twins game today has been moved up to a 1:15 first pitch. So we will have our pregame show at 12:30. And, rain in the forecast in KC. So that game moved up to 1:15.
Yeah, that's why, and I was just checking online to see why they moved it, if it was a TV thing. No, it was a weather deal. So it rained hard last night. They got the game in, but 7-inning shortened game, and it's amazing. The Twins were ahead 6-1. They knew the rain was coming, and they just tried to make outs as quickly as possible. Let's get this to be a regulation game before the rains come.
And we'll have much more on the Twins here shortly. We mentioned Grand Rapids, Deer River, and GNK football all win last night. Other high school football scores that caught your eye, Sheldon?
Well, I think some of the scores that caught my eye caught the eye of everyone around the state. The big one, Esco over Moose Lake Willow River, 20-18. That game was tied at 12 at halftime. Moose Lake Willow River had defeated Hermantown earlier in the year, had defeated Aiken, the number one team at that point in 4A. Or in 3A, rather. And so really looking like the state powerhouse, and boom, they lose to 3A Esco last night, 20-18. That game at Willow River. So, that's just... I know Esco's a good team, but to go on the road and beat Moose Lake Willow River, that is a big upset. The other big upset, Pine City over Aiken, 20-16. In my mind, that does a couple things. It makes that loss that GNK had at Pine City maybe not. It still stings as much, but you say, oh, well, maybe Pine City is actually really good. And Aiken, 2 losses in a row. I know last week against Moose Lake Willow River, but this week against Pine City. So they've come back down to earth a little bit after a 3-0 start. Silver Bay over Ely, 24-14. MIB defeats Big Fork 52-16. MIB's having a little bit of a tough year this year. I see Hill City Northland gets a win, 40-8 up at Lake of the Woods.
Congrats, Storm.
Yes, and that's a little bit of a drive for a 9-man football game. Carlton Renshaw over McGregor, 56-8. And just one note, Bemidji's still pretty good. They beat St. Cloud Tech 53-34.
That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points. Cherry over Northeast Range 46-14. Nice to see Cherry back. North Central over Floodwood 1-0. Yes, that was a forfeit. Floodwood forfeiting because of lack of players, and we'll see if Floodwood's able to complete the season, we hope. Because it's way too late to find games for anybody, so no one wants a forfeit on an 8-game schedule.
No, sir.
Barnum over Chisholm in a battle of not unbeatens, a battle of winless teams, and Barnum comes out on top 16-14. 41-14, Proctor over Hibbing. 38-20, International Falls over Mesabi East. That's a nice win for the Broncos up at Sports Stadium. Two teams that will soon be together played each other last night. 27-24, Evelyn Gilbert over Virginia. Those two teams will soon be joining forces.
That's right, yeah.
Cloquet over North Branch, 26-12. And North Branch, a few more losses on the season than what they've had in recent years. East over Denfeld, 42-6. That's not a surprise. Bram over Northwoods, 52-8. Northwoods struggling in their move up to single A into 11-man football.
So there's a look at some high school football action from last night. Another local note here. Former Thunderhawk and Gopher hockey defenseman Jake Bischoff still on the Golden Knights NHL roster at last check as they wrap up the preseason here this weekend. So we'll see if Jake can make the opening night roster. I believe they're down to 10 defensemen listed on the roster. So good luck to Jake there as the Knights and the rest of the NHL wraps up the preseason here this weekend.
So, and Jake spent a good bit of time, well, at least some time, with the big club last year, but never got on the ice for Las Vegas. Is that correct?
Correct. I believe it was mostly early in the year that
Yeah, and then he had another stretch a little bit later where he was called up at least for a few games.
So hopefully he can hit the ice in the regular season for the Knights here this year, and if not, he'll be with the Chicago Wolves in the American Hockey League. And hey, college hockey, the women have already started. The men will start soon. I know the Gophers have an exhibition, I believe, next Sunday already. We are getting into hockey season already.
We are ready to go, and I think a lot of people, certainly UMD, Grand Rapids. Well, they always say he's from Cohasset, right? When they're talking about it on national TV. But Hunter Shepard and the Bulldogs certainly look strong. But I think there's some excitement about Gopher hockey. The freshman class from last year did some good things that included Blake McLaughlin, and they'll be a year older and a year stronger and a year hungrier.
In the Big Ten Conference, we'll see what the Gophers can do. Second year for Bob Motzko. Should be a fun year, indeed, for Gopher hockey. Another local note, this has nothing to do with on the ice or on the field or on the court, but last Saturday night at my restaurant job, I should back up. Last Saturday morning, we had Grand Rapids boys soccer on the show, including Griffin Otto. And fast forward to last Saturday night, at the Apple, I saw a gentleman who I thought was Chris Otto. And so I went over to him and said, hey, we had a fun chat with Griffin on the sports issue. And he kind of paused and said, I'm actually Brian Fiddledye. They look fairly similar, I think. And Coach said, don't worry, that mix-up happens all the time.
They do look somewhat similar. They have the same amount of hair.
They do.
And if they're beside each other, Brian's taller.
True. And in my defense, I very rarely see those two gentlemen out and about. Not that they're hermits, I'm just saying I rarely run across them. So anywho, he got a good laugh, I got a good laugh. We're all one big volleyball coaching family.
There you go. There you go.
Hey,
by the way, volleyball getting a nice bounce back win over Bemidji on Thursday. We had that game here on KOZY. They have two home games this coming week against Virginia, and then the big one against Greenway, and that's the Greenway one is they don't call it Dig Pink now because that's copyrighted or something, but it's raising money for cancer. We'll have the information on that, and we're going to YouTube both games, so should be fun.
In that match against Bemidji on Thursday, they had met a week prior, and it was a 5-set victory for Bemidji. I did not expect a straight 3-0 sweep for Grand Rapids, for either team, but that third set, Bemidji jumping out to a 12-4 lead, and Thunderhawks clawed back.
Yes, a very, very good job. Claire Walsh had a monster game with 22 kills. I think I only, when I was going through and keeping my on-the-go stats, I think I missed half of them. But she was great from the outside, and Grand Rapids looked good.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. We'll have more on that rain-shortened Twins-Royals game from last night. That's coming up next on KOZY.
McDonald's is committed to helping employees further their education and achieve their dreams. That's why they created Archways to Opportunity. Whether you're looking to earn a high school diploma, work towards a college degree, improve your English skills, or need help from advisors making an education and career plan, McDonald's and Archways to Opportunity give employees the opportunity to grow and learn, no matter where they're at on their journey. McDonald's, committed to being America's best first job.
Attention all Blue Water Navy veterans that served off the coast of Vietnam during the Vietnam War. The VA is now extending Agent Orange presumption to Blue Water Navy veterans who served within 12 nautical miles off the shores of Vietnam between January 9, 1962 and May 7, 1975. This also includes any claims of surviving spouses of deceased Blue Water Navy veterans. We highly encourage Blue Water veterans or widows who feel they may be eligible or have previously had a claim denied to call the Itasca County Veteran Service Office at 218-327-2858 as soon as possible to set up an appointment. Time is of the essence to protect your date of claim. Again, that's 218-327-2858. Brought to you by LinkBet. Call 1-888-LinkBet for assistance 7 days a week.
Big Fork Valley Orthopedic Clinic and Surgery Center offers comprehensive services to treat active and chronic orthopedic conditions such as fractures, sports injuries, carpal tunnel syndrome, rotator cuff injuries, and management of arthritic joints, including joint replacements. Same-day appointments and walk-in emergency visits available Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. No referral is required. Big Fork Valley Orthopedics, where skill meets compassion.
When you think of Super One Foods, what comes to mind? Hi, this is Nate, manager of Super One South, where we are proud of many things that our store has to offer. Our produce department has the freshest product around, including local and organic items. Our extensive full-service meat department literally has something for everyone, like fresh fish, full-service butcher department, and top-of-the-line daily fresh-cut meats. Have you shopped our floral department? We have plants, beautiful floral bouquets, cards, decorations, and balloons. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
1320 KOZY. Welcome back to the Sports Issue. Joe Gigliotti and Sheldon Willis. Our forecast calls for mostly sunny skies today and a high of 56. Rain moving in tonight with a low near 45. Rain continues tomorrow with a high near 51. Monday, chance of storms, high of 71, so a quick warm-up there. And then Tuesday, slight chance of rain, cooling back down mid-50s. I don't know if my forecast is right here. It still says 33, but I would imagine we've warmed up a little more here. Here we go, 41 and sunny. That sounds better. So we'll get to the Twins-Royals game from last night in just a moment. But first, last Sunday, Sheldon, you were able to take in the Twins' regular season home finale, and it was a lot of fun. That was the game where the Twins, was it 12-7 finals?
12-8 final score.
There you go.
They didn't want to finish the ninth inning. They wanted to continue playing at home forever.
5 walks in that ninth inning that took forever. And the Twins were able to hang on. But at one point, the Royals had the tying run at the plate in a 12-8 game.
A game that had started 12-6 in that inning.
And a game that was 6-0 way earlier on, about 3 hours and 45 minutes prior.
That's right. Martin Perez did not look good.
Right.
But the rest of the team did. And Miguel Sano hit the most majestic home run I have ever seen live. The ball went 470-some feet out and, 850 feet high. It was amazing. They had to clear it for a flight path.
And there was some history last Sunday as well, as Nelson Cruz hit his 400th career home run. But Sheldon missed it because, well... You were in the bathroom?
Yeah, I had gone to... Well, the game took 5 hours almost. So, you know what? One can't just sit there for 5 hours. I had to stretch and get some nachos.
Oh, come on. Those cups are pretty big that they give you.
Yeah, I'd get on national TV for that.
You could make the Sports Center top 10.
Possibly. So, yes, I had taken a break, and took me a little while to get back, and I heard the crowd roar and saw the hat tip afterwards, but did not see the home run.
And in your defense, you almost made it. You were on your way back getting some nachos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
So,
anyways.
well, maybe you'll see history again someday.
Yeah, someday I'll miss it again.
So that was last Sunday's home finale. Last night, Twins and the Royals, after the Rochester Twins beat the Tigers on Thursday, Twins and the Royals kicking off a series last night, and there was rain in the forecast, but they were able to get, 6.5 innings in last night, and it was time well spent for the Minnesota Twins. And let's get a full recap.
Twins and the Royals opening up a 3-game weekend series, final 3 games before the postseason begins next Friday night, most likely at Yankee Stadium. Jose Barrios on the mound for the final time before the postseason. He began the night 5 2/3 innings shy of his first 200-inning season of his young big league career. And he got some run support early. The Twins with a new leadoff hitter, at least for this game, and Miguel Sano, a leadoff single to start the night. The Twins scored 2 runs in the first. The Royals got a run back in their half of the first inning, but then the Twins jumped on the starter Eric Skoglund again in the second. Jonathan Schoop led off the inning with a double. He was then retired, so Ronald Torreyes was at first base, 2 outs, Twins by 1 until Miguel Sano did this. Twins by 1, 2 down. And the 1-0 pitch, a swing and a fly ball, left center field and deep. Back it goes, deep it goes, and gone! Home run, Sano! 439 feet, landing one into the fountains in left center field. His 34th home run, and the Twins took a commanding 4-1 lead. Later in the game, in fact, the next inning, Ryan Lamar, he homered as well, and the Twins led 6-1. And the pace of this game, it was quick. Why? Because everybody saw that rain was coming. And in order for this game to be official, he had to play 5 innings. And for Jose Barrios, again, needed to get 5 2/3 at least to reach that 200-inning threshold. He did that. The Twins, in fact, they batted in the 7th inning. Then the rains came, and we had no more baseball after that. So an official game, rain shortened, but the Twins win 6-2. They become the second team in Twins history to win 100 games or more in a season. They're 160 on the year. Only team that has won more, the 1965 club, which won 102. The Twins could match them if they win their final 2 games. So the Twins win the game. They clubbed 2 more homers. Jose Barrios, a 200-inning pitcher for the first time in his career. And the Twins beat the Royals in a rain-shortened affair, 6-2 the final score. From Kansas City, Corey Provis on your home for Twins baseball.
Twins manager Rocco Baldelli on the Twins breaking the century mark in wins.
It's very cool. We just had a moment, too, as a group here in the clubhouse. Really nice in a season full of really cool, exciting times and accomplishments. This was another one that was really nice. You don't get to this point and have this much success without a wonderful group through and through. And it was a good night on the field, too. So it was very nice.
And Baldelli on another benchmark, Barrios reaching 200 innings.
We had to rely on him many times this year to go out and pitch and just keep pitching and put up good quality innings for us. He's had a very nice year. To be able to do it, right at the end of his last start. There was a little small amount of drama involved and all of that. Because he knows too. He's trying to get ready for a start in the playoffs and trying to do everything we can to get him lined up as best we can, while also, he's right there. He's also right there, and it's within reach. And he knew that last inning that we probably weren't going to let him go out there and throw and pitch forever. So he had to go out there and be efficient and get outs. It's exactly what he did, and it worked out perfectly.
And Rocco on yet one more benchmark, the most wins as a Twins rookie manager.
I mean, there's a history element to that as well, and there's a real appreciation on my end for that. This has been an extraordinarily successful organization and one that has done things right for a very long time. To be, up there with all of the people that have been doing this job and all the people that have been working in this organization since it really began, it's kind of an honor to hear something like that, and it's humbling and it's also special.
the Twins continue to pile up the milestones and the benchmarks and what have you. So the hits just keep on coming here for the Twins. It's been a lot of fun to be a fan of the Twins here this year, and hopefully many more memories to come in the postseason.
Absolutely. And I was just reading the recap of the game. They talk about the game, trying to get the game in. In the 5th inning, the Twins were retired on 4 pitches.
That sounds like some of the softball games we carry.
No kidding.
That's great. So Twins and the Royals will meet up again today. Again, that game has been pushed up to a 1:15 first pitch due to rain in the forecast tonight. And 12:30 pregame. We'll have it here for you on your home for Twins baseball. And elsewhere, the Tampa Bay Rays have made their first playoff clinch since 2013, and the Oakland A's have punched their ticket as well. So those are your wild card teams.
Much to Chris Atterbury's chagrin.
Yes. That does mean Cleveland eliminated from playoff contention. And in one sense, it's surprising. The other sense, it's not. It's not surprising in the sense that the Indians were 11.5 games back in the division race at one point, but it is surprising in the sense that Cleveland went on just a crazy run around July or August or so, going something like 17-4, and they do not make the playoffs. But it was a tight race between 3 teams pretty much, and the A's and the Rays are your wild card teams. So it should be all the playoff teams have been confirmed, not 100% on where everybody falls. Fairly sure, but again, some still kinks to work out for the seedings.
So the one thing I haven't been watching close enough the last day, does Milwaukee still have a shot at the NL Central Division, another Midwest team, with the Cardinals?
That is a good question.
They're both in the playoffs.
Let's see here. Milwaukee is, 1 game back of St. Louis with 2 to go.
Oh, yeah, Cubs beat the Cardinals last night. Look at that. And it's amazing to me the run that the Brewers have been on without Christian Yelich.
No doubt. Yeah, it's been quite the run for Milwaukee as well. I was just checking out the wild card standings here in the National League. It is the Brewers and the Nationals as your wild card teams. So the Mets, they were kind of magical at times this year, but they come up short. And the Cubs not in the playoffs this year either, as they were battling for a wild card spot or a Central Division title. So there you go. Playoff picture shaping up. Twins likely to get the Yankees in the opening round. Very likely to get the Yankees. I'm okay with that matchup. I'll take that over the phenomenal rotation that the Astros have with Verlander, Cole, and Greinke and company. You? I mean, there's no great answer here. They're both going to be very tough.
No. And, okay, I think the Twins have a better chance against the Yankees than the Astros. But I think the Twins would have had a better chance against the Astros in a 5-game series than a 7. I don't think you want to face Verlander and Cole twice in a series.
No, I'd rather pass on that, yeah.
So while I think this scenario gives the Twins the best chance to be in the division, in the ALCS, in the championship series, facing the Astros first would have given them the best chance to be in the World Series. Is that fair? That's convoluted as all get out, but that's what I think.
That sounds fair. I do know Twins-Yankees should be a great series if it's going to be anything like the series at Target Field, which featured a 14-12 Yankee win in a game that, well, took quite a long time, but it was just a blast. And, hey, we'll take a quick timeout on the sports issue. We had Corey Provis lined up for 9:35 today, and while we were doing our volleyball interview, I got a message that said, "Good morning, is the 9:05 start still available?" And I didn't look until about 9:20. So we'll give him a call, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll take a break and maybe chat with Corey next on KOZY.
Hi, this is Kevin Friesen, sports certified physical therapist at Grand Itasca. We're proud to have provided sideline coverage for student athletes in Grand Rapids for over 20 years, Itasca Community College for nearly 20 years, and more recently we've expanded to the communities of Coleraine, Hill City, and Reamer. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine Team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon as safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
If your patio doors stick, squeak, or leak, replace them with Anderson patio doors. Their low E-glass, low-maintenance exteriors, rich wood interiors, and wide range of sizes can turn patio door replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Anderson window specialist at Anderson Glass, Grand Rapids.
The grand reopening of Super One Foods North in Virginia starts on Sunday and runs all week long. Register for great prizes, including an HD TV, gift cards, deli goodie baskets, and many more. You are invited to the official ribbon cutting on Wednesday with demos and specials throughout the store. It's the grand reopening of Super One Foods North in Virginia, going on all week long. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
Qualifications and rules apply. Visit Woodland Bank for details.
Okay, 15 minutes till the next band goes on. Cannot wait.
Oh, I know, but first, I really need that band t-shirt. It is so killer.
Oh, you're right. But they're cash only.
Great. Shouldn't be too hard to find an ATM without crazy fees, right?
Actually, right. I have a Kasasa account.
Kasasa?
It's free checking that refunds my ATM withdrawal fees and pays me cash rewards every month. All for doing simple things like buying stuff with my debit card, which who doesn't do that?
That is so killer.
Get more out of your checking account. Free Kasasa Checking offers you cash rewards and nationwide ATM withdrawal fee refunds every month you qualify.
Hi, this is Brian Nicholson, president of Woodland Bank. Ask for Kasasa at any Woodland Bank location or go to woodlandbank.com. Woodland Bank, member FDIC.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. A mix of clouds and sun this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 56. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Overcast tonight, chance for scattered rain showers. Lows dip down to about 45. Daytime highs approaching 51. Tomorrow, chance for scattered storms. Chance for scattered storms Monday. Chance for scattered showers on Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 40.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue here on KOZY. I'm Jojo Leotti along with Sheldon Willis, and we're pleased to be joined now by Twins play-by-play radio voice Corey Provis. Corey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys.
Morning. Well, hey, last night kind of a shortened game with the rain in Kansas City. And I guess from a broadcasting perspective, first of all, how do you kind of adjust with the rain in the forecast and then the shortened game?
Well, I think everybody kind of knew what the forecast was looking like last night, so everybody was swinging early. It was a quick game in the sense that there weren't many lengthy at-bats. And I think for the Twins, they really wanted to get the game official. There were a couple of things that they wanted to achieve, win the game, but then also Jose Barrios was looking for his first 200-inning season of his career, and he needed to get, into the sixth inning, get 2 outs in the sixth to make that happen. So he ended up going 6 innings, and he reached that number, and all the numbers count, the win counts, the 2 home runs count, so the RBIs count for everybody. So it was an official game, and just, I think it was just a quicker process because of the weather that was coming, and I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we do the same kind of plan today. It was going to be a night game. They moved to a day game, and now with more inclement weather coming here this afternoon tonight, we may see another quickly played game this afternoon.
And hey, let's back up to Wednesday night. Corey, how much fun was that clinching celebration in the clubhouse with the champagne flying?
It's what you do this for, to be able to experience that and just narrate that part of it, to see the players, enjoy the celebration, the coaches, the staff, because, they did all the work. They earned it. It's their celebration, and we just try to stay out of the way and just, help tell the story. And I've been fortunate enough to do it now a few times, and it never gets old. It really is special each time, and this has been the best team that I've been a part of in my career, to see this team win 100 games and hopefully more here today, tomorrow, and then looking ahead to the postseason. I've just never been part of a team that's been this dominant, this good, and I'm just thrilled for the guys. I'm thrilled for the organization. I'm thrilled for the fans who have really suffered through some tough times, because since the last division championship, the Twins had averaged 91 losses a season. This was entering 2019, so to turn that around, to win 100-plus games, I think is just a great feeling for the fan base.
You mentioned Jose Barrios getting to the 200 inning mark after some shaky starts this season. Is the confidence level back with Barrios as he heads into the postseason for the Twins?
Well, I think so. I mean, I think that he is good to go. I wouldn't be shocked if he starts game one on Friday. I think that's the way it's lining up, and then we'll see after that if they go Randy Dobnak game 2, or Odorizzi game 2, or push somebody back, so we'll see. But I think that he's their top guy. He's been their top guy. He went through a rough patch in August. It's not uncommon, but he's their best guy. He's the guy that can miss bats, can strike out hitters, can go deep into games. You got to remember, today in the game, the average starting pitcher only goes about 5 1/3, so it's about 16 outs. Barrios is somebody that goes more than 6 innings on average, so it doesn't sound like a lot when you look at it historically, but in the modern era, that's pretty darn good.
Miguel Sano with another home run last night for the Twins. How important has he been to this Twins run this season, Corey?
Oh, he's vital. The numbers are amazing, and remember, his season didn't start till May. His first game was May 16th, and he's hit 34 homers, and I think he's driven in close to 80 runs. He's been awesome, and I think he's benefited so much from being around Nelson Cruz day in and day out. And Nelson had a fun line during the celebration on Wednesday night, and Nelson has this amazing routine, this regimen that he sticks by, and it's quite the process. And I asked him, has anybody tried to keep up with him with this workout, with this routine that he does? He said yes and no, he's tried, but he's failed. He can't do it; it's too hard. So, but I think that having Nelson around has been so important for everybody. It's been a treat to watch him, to see who he is. But Miguel Sano really has benefited from his friendship and the fact that he's been his teammate.
Now, Corey, I talk with Chris Atterbury every week, and boy, right from spring training, he was talking about what a fun clubhouse this was to be around. Sometimes, I don't know if chemistry is overrated, but was that a big part of this team's fast start? Just that it was a fun place to be right from the get-go this year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I've heard the chemistry line, and Torrey Hunter's got the line about chemistry, and there's some validity to it. Where he says it's like the flu, just because you can't see it, when you have it. So I think there's something to that. But I also one that I would hope chemistry is good when you're winning. But it should be good when you're winning games. Why should you not have good chemistry? But I also believe in numbers, and I think the Twins are where they're at because they have scored more runs than any other Twins team in history. They've hit more home runs than any other Twins team in history. They have struck out more hitters than any other Twins team in history. They've set records. They've dominated the record book this year internally in a way that should result in wins, in success. So yes, the chemistry has been good. You can't debate that, but I think winning has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, no question on winning, creating some chemistry as well, Corey. I was just reading some statistical analysis of the Twins team today, and the fact that with their number of wins, they're so balanced. They don't have one player that's carrying the big load, I guess. We talk about key players. Has that been a key, that there's been multiple players able to step in and contribute good numbers to this record-breaking season?
The depth of the lineup, I think, is just a huge strength with this team. That they have home run power, and they have run production power up and down this lineup. And not everybody in this lineup is asked to do that, but they can. There are some guys, like a guy like Luis Arias comes to mind, that his skill set is get on base. Put the ball in play, make contact, and be on base for a big bopper that's going to be hitting behind you, or if not, then after that. So I think that this is a dangerous, potent lineup that we thought entering the year was going to carry this team into the postseason, and that has not changed. My opinion remains the same, that this team will go as far as the offense will carry them. The starting pitching is a little thin, but the bullpen has been the most welcome surprise for me, is to see this bullpen, which was an area that I think was fair to criticize entering the year and even during the season. They were relying on a lot of the same guys to step up, and that's happened. I mean, Sergio Romo's been a great addition. Sam Dyson was a bust because he's been hurt. Not much you can do about that, but the fact that Taylor Rogers and Trevor May and Tyler Duffy and Cody Stashak and Zach Littell and Romo, all these guys have combined to come up with some really big outings, and that's a weapon. I mean, that's going to be an area that I don't think many people will talk about outside of those that have seen the Twins all year long. They're going to think, I'm not so sure about their bullpen, because they're going to look at the names, not the numbers. And I don't think the guys mind that. I think they kind of will rally around that. Nobody thinks they're any good mentality in the postseason.
And for you, Corey, what's been the most arresting or interesting individual story that has come out of this year so far? Maybe that's a tough question, because there's been so many. You mentioned Luis Arias coming up and basically taking that second base spot over. What's been the most interesting or surprising story that you've seen out of this Twins team this year?
I hate to repeat myself, but I go back to the bullpen. I just think that, to me, was the area that I was not sure about. But to see Tyler Duffy become, more or less Ryan Presley, I didn't see that coming. To see Trevor May find that groove again, because the first half did not make a whole lot of sense. He was walking too many people. His walk rate was high. His strikeout rate was down, and we couldn't figure out why. And then he took a hard look at himself, but also with help from coaching. And he looked at some of the numbers, and he figured that there were some mechanical adjustments he needed to make, and he stopped throwing his curveball. He's relying on his fastball, slider, changeup. And I think that we're seeing the Trevor May of old. So that's been impressive. Offensively, I did not see Mitch Garver hitting 31 home runs. I didn't see Max Kepler hitting 36. I thought they'd be good. I thought they'd hit maybe in the 20s. I didn't see these two guys joining Sano and Rosario and Cruz in this 30-home run barrage that we've seen from this Twins team. So the bullpen guys that have stepped up, Zach Littell is another name that I don't think gets enough credit for how well he's pitched. He's adapted to this relief role. The Twins have trusted to come into games in tight spots, runners on base, or maybe 2 outs, where a crooked number is 1 pitch away, and he's not allowed that to happen more times than not. So, to me, if I have to pick one area, I'm just really pleasantly surprised by how the bullpen has come together and become this really dominant force.
Chatting with Corey Provis here on the Sports Issue, and I'm going to make you pick one again with this question. Your team MVP vote would go to?
I think I'm going with Nelson. I just think I'll go with him, and I just think what he's meant for this team. It blows me away. And I heard about him, and I obviously saw his talent from the other side over the years. But there was a void lacking in the clubhouse when you take Mauer out and you trade Dozier, you take Escobar out. That who was going to take on this presence that was going to be able to just be the leader of this team? Well, you were relying on a veteran player, but a first-year Twin, and he's done that. And it's not easy to do, to just say, hey, follow me, even though I'm new here, follow me. And they have. So I would go with him. Even though he's the DH, doesn't play a defensive position, I think if I have to pick one guy, it'd be Nelson Cruz.
Is there a most important batter and pitcher as we head toward the playoffs where you think, okay, this guy and this guy have to have a great playoff run for the Twins to have success? Or with the depth of this team that we've talked about, even if a key player struggles, he's got a lot of backup?
Yeah, I think I go with Berríos. I think he's the key. I think that you're going to need, the Twins are going to be piecing a lot of these things together that we know bullpen-wise and some short starts. But I think they're going to need, certainly in a short series coming up starting on Friday, where they're going to need some length. So I think getting Barrios 6 innings, 7 innings, would be amazing. But to give him a dominant start, I think if he does indeed go on Friday, I think would be huge. And the other guy I'd put in there is Marwin Gonzalez. I think that the Twins, defensively, that's not a strength right now. I think that they're not as strong defensively. Would take Buxton out of the equation, that hurts the entire team defense. And then you take Marwin out as well, then I think that really becomes a question mark. But if Marwin is healthy, and Rocco said last night that he expects both Max and Marwin to be in the lineup on Friday against the Yankees. So I think if Marwin's able to play and produce, switch hit, bounce around position to position, I think that's a huge piece of what could be a lengthy postseason run.
And what are some storylines that you'll be keeping an eye on in the postseason opener with the Yankees?
Well, I think you're going to hear a lot about the fact that the Twins never beat the Yankees and all that stuff. But what I keep telling people is that, look, this isn't Mauer, Morneau, Kadire, Kubel, Punto, Nathan walking into Yankee Stadium. This is a whole different group of players. Yes, some of these guys were on the team in 17 that win that wild card game, but I think this is a confident team that believes offensively that they can hang with the Yankees. The Yankees have a really good lineup. The Yankees don't have a dominant starting staff. They have a good bullpen. You can't debate that. They have a good bullpen, but so do the Twins. The Yankee bullpen is going to be viewed as the better one because they're more proven and there's more veterans. That's fine. But I'm just going based off numbers. You go back to early to mid-August, the Twins bullpen right now has been one of the best in baseball. So I think that, to me, if the Twins bullpen can be superior to the Yankee bullpen, I think that'd be a great storyline.
Twins and the Royals will wrap up the regular season today and tomorrow, and then postseason opener against the Yankees this coming Friday. We've been chatting with Corey Provis, Twins radio play-by-play voice. Corey, great work all season long, and here's hoping for many more games in the playoffs.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you. That's Corey Provis here on The Sports Issue. We'll take one more time out and be back to wrap things up on KOZY.
The grand reopening of Super One Foods North in Virginia starts on Sunday and runs all week long. Register for great prizes, including an HD TV, gift cards, deli goodie baskets, and many more. You are invited to the official ribbon cutting on Wednesday with demos and specials throughout the store. It's the grand reopening of Super One Foods North in Virginia, going on all week long. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
Hi, my name is Christy Poling. I work in graphic design and marketing at Grand Rapids State Bank. I have the opportunity to help shape a concept for marketing purposes. So I work with writers and photographers to make that concept come alive. My ideas are always considered. I know I've earned the respect of people here, and that makes it possible for me to continue making a positive impact. I think that's true for anyone. When you're valued and appreciated, you feel better about yourself. This is my community and my bank.
Member FDIC, Grand Rapids State Bank, Equal Housing Lender.
Big Fork Valley Orthopedic Clinic and Surgery Center offers comprehensive services to treat active and chronic orthopedic conditions such as fractures, sports injuries, carpal tunnel syndrome, rotator cuff injuries, and management of arthritic joints, including joint replacements. Same-day appointments and walk-in emergency visits available Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. No referral is required. Big Fork Valley Orthopedics, where skill meets compassion.
Freak yeah, Jimmy John's.
Freak yeah, what if I just needed one sandwich delivered?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 100 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 24 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
67 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
You know, 67's a prime number.
Freak yeah, a whole number greater than one whose only factors are one in itself, I know.
Great. I'll take one turkey tom, please.
Freak yeah, one turkey tom, on the way.
Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John's, freak yeah!
When it comes to choosing a propane company, there's no settling for second best. Ferrellgas is the propane provider that can give you the quality service you deserve. Whether you're using propane for your home, business, or farm, we are the dependable propane company that's been powering communities across the nation for 80 years. With 24/7 emergency service, flexible billing and delivery options, and a customer referral program that pays you back, it's no wonder why Ferrellgas leads the pack. Call 1-800-450-5701 today and experience the Ferrellgas advantage.
Tired of opening your closet and never finding what you want to wear? We can help. Stitch Fix is a personal styling service that matches you with your own stylist. Someone who listens to what you love and delivers the best clothes for you right to your door. With Stitch Fix, you'll get to discover new styles, new brands, and new looks to fit your unique shape and your budget. Discover the stylists and styles that work for you at StitchFix.com. Personal styling for women, men, and kids. StitchFix.com. Personal styling for everybody.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
I wrote this next song for a gal from Cheyenne. Should never have told her how Progressive's collision insurance covers injured dogs and cats. She said if they could love her pooch as much as she did, then so could I. Well, I couldn't. This next song's called Cat Person. It was a rough, rough night in Wyoming. The cat was out of the bag.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pet coverage not available in New Hampshire and North Carolina.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY. Thanks again to Corey Provis for joining us here this morning. Twins and Royals coming up in a little bit. 12:30 pregame, 1:15 first pitch. And let's see, elsewhere, Minnesota Vikings back in action tomorrow when they take on the Chicago Bears. The Vikings coming off a win last week over the Oakland Raiders, and it'll be a Northern Division, I shouldn't say Northern Division, but NFC Northern Division collision.
A Northern Division collision.
There you go.
That's my best, Paul Allen.
That was good. It just goes off the tongue better than NFC North Division collision.
And boom, we're underway.
I like it. That's a pretty good PA. So Vikings and Bears tomorrow. Some sound here from Vikings defensive coordinator George Edwards on facing Mitchell Trubisky.
Did a great job last week of identifying what they were trying to do coverage-wise, putting the ball where it needed to be with the matchups that they were able to create. So in the past, you look at him, I mean, he's got good pocket presence where he's able to, throw, he's able to run, pull it down and run it after he recognizes what's going on. So we've got our work cut out for us.
And the offensive coordinator, Kevin Stefanski, on facing Chicago.
We have quite the work cut out for us. I think we're going to be up for the challenge and looking forward to it. Briefly on last week, great team win. Excited to see the guys contribute, and now we're ready to face a really tough team in Chicago.
A couple of teams with a couple of very good defenses, says Stefanski.
I'd say scheme, there's not a ton of similarities, but just like we're talking about their players being big and strong and athletic, our guys get to go against Danielle Hunter every day, so there's some physical specimens that they've been blocking since the spring. So again, they have some really good players, a very sound scheme that I think we'll have to have a plan for.
Should be a fun matchup tomorrow, as always, between Minnesota and Chicago. Early season, quite frankly, a much-needed win, I think, last week, Sheldon. Yes, it's early, but after that bummer of a loss to Green Bay, I think you needed that bounce back against Oakland, and a convincing one, too. I think you needed that, and the Vikings got it.
Yeah, that would have been a back-breaking early season loss if you lose to Oakland at home. A very less than average team on your home field. Now they've got to go on the road and beat a quality opponent. This is one of the games where you find out whether you're really a playoff team.
Vikings and Bears tomorrow, pregame at 2:30 and opening kick at 3:25 over on 96.9 KMFY. Minnesota Wild will wrap up the preseason tomorrow against the Winnipeg Jets. Wild, a 2-1 win over Dallas on Thursday night in that preseason game. Wild head coach Bruce Boudreau on the preseason so far.
I want to have one more game. I know preseason is preseason, but we're learning things every game in preseason. We're getting a little sharper every game in preseason, and then that's what we want to do, is we want to be sharp again.
And Wild young forward Luke Cunnin on preseason action.
Yeah, it's been good. We just had a good little trip in Vail with the group, and I think we get closer as a team doing things like that. And we had a great time, and really just want to get this thing rolling and excited to get it going.
Wild and the Jets preseason finale tomorrow at 1 o'clock in St. Paul. And regular season opener for the Wild this coming Thursday against Nashville. So actually 3 straight Central Division matchups for the Wild right out of the gates to start the season. Nashville, Colorado, and Winnipeg. And that should about do it here for today's sports issue. Again, Twins and Royals today, 12:30 pregame, 1:15 for your opening pitch. And then coming up tomorrow, Inside Twins at 1 o'clock and pregame at 1:30 and first pitch just after 2. Over on KMFY and J105 today, make sure to listen and go say hi to David Moody at Clocktoberfest, as he'll be in his Lederhosen outfit. And again, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Sheldon, anything else you wanted to chat about?
Real quick local note, Grand Rapids Soccer, a nice win, 4-1 last night, and Grand Rapids girls tennis had a tournament in Princeton today. And GNK cross country at the GRIAC down at University of Minnesota, one of the largest cross country meets in the country.
And again, a reminder, we will not have Golden Gopher football against Purdue here today, but Gophers, the Big Ten season opener for them. The Gophers try to go to 4-0 on the season after they have a 3-0 start. And Sheldon, I don't know if I remember a team that has won their first 3 games by just the skin of their teeth like the Gophers have.
They could just as easily be 0-3, but they're 3-0. That's all that counts.
So Gophers and Purdue here this afternoon. Let's see, that should just about do it. We still have a couple minutes if you wanted to chat about anything else here this morning. It is our final Saturday morning here of the month of September. And a reminder, too, you can check out the Sports Issue podcast. Just go to the revamped KOZYradio.com and click on sports and game downloads, and there you have it.
Actually, there's not a separate game downloads page. Just go to the bottom of the sports page, and everything's all laid out nicely for the links.
Oh, that's right. It changed.
Yeah, it changed a little bit with the new system. It's actually easier to find now. It is new and improved.
I like it. And you can click on podcasts as well for other shows like The Morning Mess, The Afternoon Cleanup, also your local and regional news, and a whole lot more fun at KOZYradio.com. You and Becky and the crew did a great job on the website.
Mostly Becky.
Mostly Becky. So are you there for moral support?
I was some behind the scenes work, but the layout is Becky's, and she did a fantastic job.
One of my favorite parts, I think, is the watermark on the background of the main page, the big background image of a radio board. That was stellar. So, again, thanks to Grand Rapids Swimming, and thanks to Corey Provis for joining us here this morning. And a reminder, we do a live YouTube stream every morning for the sports issue. Just head to KOZYradio.com and look for the Twitter link. Is that the easiest way?
That's the easiest way to do it. We're going to try to get a link up on the homepage yet this week or next week, so it's right there all the time, going right to the main channel. But right now, look for the Twitter link.
Sheldon, we'll do this again next Saturday morning.
That we will.
He's Sheldon, I'm Joe, and this has been the Sports Issue. And as always, a big thank you to our sponsors: Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Jimmy John's, Anderson Glass, and Northern Star Cenex at A&W of Deer River. Also thank you to Dondelinger Ford, McDonald's, Woodland Bank, and Super One Foods. Thanks for joining us for the Sports Issue on KOZY.
$13.20 KOZY Grand Rapids, your hometown radio station.
From ABC